Alrighty, everyone. This is the Sears SS12 with the 12-horse Kohler. I done some videos on this when I first got this motor put on here, but the carburetor hadn't been running and doing right with it. So I ordered one off of eBay. Of course, it says made in China, but you know, it's what it is. So I open it up. I pull the carburetor out of the box. Looks like the old one. Sorta. It's just about as long as it. You know, big. But what I don't like is on these carburetors, if you can move this side to side, like I can this one, I don't know if you can see it. I'll wait till this adjusts. If you can move it back and forth, like I'm doing, up and down doesn't matter, but if you can move it back and forth and front to back, it's wore out. It's sucking air through this gap right here under there. And what I noticed about this one is that it's loose. Not as loose as that one, but you can feel there's play in there. Also, another thing that I noticed when I got it, this is bent. I mean, I don't know if it got dropped in shipping or freight or what. I don't know. But we're about to find out. It did not come with a gasket. I have to make a gasket for it. I'm going to open this up and look and see if it's a plastic float or if it's a brass float like the old one. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just opened it up and it's a plastic float. Everything looks good in it. So yeah. And the nut that's inside there, usually they put a paper or a rubber gasket under that nut. This is a metal washer. It's a metal washer. And that's something I don't care for, but we'll see if it works or whatever. I'm going to put this back together, put it on, and we'll see how it runs. Okay. So what you want to do is, if you're new to this whole Kohler carburetor thing, you want to unloosen these. If you've never replaced a Kohler K-Series carburetor, you want to loosen these up. And you can't do one at a time. Well, I take that back. Certain ones you can do one at a time. Others you have to do, you can do at the same time, but I like making sure this thing runs. I mean, works good, so. Take this off, and usually put the bolts. Pretty handy. I'm going to have to sit this down so I can use both my hands. Okay, carburetor's off. There's the old one sitting down there on the tire. Here's the gasket. Gonna have to cut out a gasket. If you go to CarQuest like I do when I get lawn and garden parts, I just get a whole roll of this. It's part number 3157. It's a rubber fiber sheet. It's not paper. It feels like rubber, but it feels like paper, but it's not paper. It's for sealing oil, water, or gasoline. Time and cover, fuel pump mounting, differential cover, distributor base. Can't halfway see, I ain't got my glasses on. It's a 26 inch by 10 inch long sheet. It's 1/32 thick. That's about what you need for a gasket. I used to get, I think it's Felpro. I think it's what this gasket is. But it just seems like it gets hard after it gets hot. It just don't, I don't know, it just don't do right. So I'm gonna show you how to make a gasket here in just a second. I'm gonna pause the video again. Okay, well, there's gonna be a change of plans. I can't show you how to cut the gasket out, but it's pretty well simple. You just need a pencil and a knife. Then you just trace out your old one if there's anything left. If not, you take the carburetor body and say if there's a gasket right here, you just put the carburetor there and go around the outside of the mounting flange, and then just cut your holes out in the middle. It's pretty easy to do. I mean, real easy to do. So I'm gonna cut this out, and I'll show you what it looks like when I get done. Okay, so I got the gasket cut out. I've done better on it, but at least it'll seal it. Yeah. All right. Carburetor's on. And usually whenever I replace the carburetor or put another one on it, I just screw it in with it's a flathead right here. I screw it in with the flathead first, get it snug, and then I'll snug it a little bit more with a 1/2" wrench. So yeah, I'm gonna put the gas to it and see if it'll start up. Well, first I'm gonna put the air filter on it and see if it'll start up. Okay, I got the air filter on. I put a brand new air breather in it. Got a gasket in between here. Got the throttle hooked up. So it should be ready to go. Oh, I gotta plug in my alternator here. Oh, wait a minute, it wouldn't matter. I ain't got the belt on. Let me put this on real quick. Okay, now I got the belt on there. Gas is on. Let me plug this in. Alright, let's see if she starts. See how she runs. So far, so good. We'll just let this run for a minute and see how she does. Let's see how well our gasket is. Yep. So she runs good. I spent 16 bucks for that thing on eBay. And I'll give reviews and updates on how it's doing as I go forth with it, and we'll see how it runs and everything. And like I said, this is a the one that was on it was a Walbro, and if you notice, the high needle screw is missing. It's a fixed jet, so you can't fix it, but the low was there, and this was wore out. This whole thing was, I don't know if you can hear it. But, yeah, it's old. Still got gas coming out of it, but yeah, 16 bucks. If you got any comments or questions, I'll answer them as soon as I can in the comments. But hope you have a good day.